every day before the world tells them who they are. Happy and successful people speak powerful truths to themselves. They know that the voice inside their head sets the tone for their entire day. While others wait for motivation from the outside, they create it from within. They remind themselves that happiness is a choice. Success is a mindset. Every morning is a new opportunity to shape their destiny. These people aren't born lucky. They build their own luck by planting the right thoughts. They say to themselves, I am enough, because they know confidence is built, not gifted. I am capable, because they trust their effort more than their circumstances. I am grateful, because gratitude opens the door to more abundance. Simple inner dialogue transforms how they see challenges, not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones. It helps them stay calm under pressure, consistent in their actions, and clear in their goals. So if you want to be happy, if you want to be successful, start with what you whisper to yourself every morning. Say the right words and you'll shape the right life. Through the park. Every single thought you speak to yourself is like a seed planted in the fertile soil of your mind. What you say to yourself repeatedly, in moments of silence, in moments of doubt, even in moments of victory, becomes the foundation of how you see the world and how you see yourself. This is not just positive thinking running through the park. It's mental programming. Your brain is always listening, always absorbing, and always shaping your beliefs based on what you feed it. Happy and successful people understand this truth deeply. They treat their self-talk like sacred ground because they know the voice they hear most is their own. If they let negativity creep in, it will poison their energy. If they allow doubt to dominate their inner dialogue, it will paralyze their potential. But when they speak to themselves with encouragement, belief, and possibility, they create an inner environment that allows success to grow naturally. About this, the words, I can't, instantly close the door of opportunity, but the words, I will find a way, keep that door wide open. Your mind reacts to the instructions you give it. If you keep telling yourself you are not good enough, not smart enough, or not worthy enough, your actions will start to align with that belief. You will hesitate, hold back, and stop trying. But if you repeat that you are capable, resourceful, and determined, your behavior will follow those instructions as well. You will try harder, stay longer, and rise stronger. This is why successful people are extremely mindful about what they allow themselves to think and say. They know that what they affirm today becomes what they achieve tomorrow. They practice speaking to themselves as a coach, not a critic. They celebrate small wins, forgive mistakes quickly, and constantly remind themselves of their strengths. Consistent positive reinforcement builds resilience like armor and fuels their journey with unstoppable energy. So if you truly want to change your life, start with changing your language. Talk to yourself as the person you aspire to become, not the person you used to be. Because the quality of your self-talk determines the quality of your mindset, and your mindset shapes the reality you create every single day. In a world that constantly screams, you are not enough, not smart enough, not attractive enough, not successful enough, it takes extraordinary inner strength to look in the mirror and declare, I am enough. This simple statement carries a power that can transform your entire mindset. It is not arrogance. It is not denial of growth. It is self-acceptance, the kind of acceptance that becomes the foundation for unshakable confidence. Happy and successful people know that external validation is fleeting. Compliments, likes, awards, promotions, they can boost your mood temporarily, but they cannot build your identity. That identity must come from within. When they say, I am enough, they are choosing to stop chasing approval and start owning their worth. They understand that their value is not measured by comparison with others, but by their willingness to keep showing up, learning, and trying. This belief acts like a shield, because when you know you are enough, criticism loses its sting. Failure stops defining you. Rejection no longer shatters you. Of asking, am I good enough for this? You begin asking, is this good enough for me? And that shift is incredibly powerful. It places you back in control of your choices, your standards, and your direction. Think about how much energy is wasted every day by people trying to prove their worth to others. They hide their flaws, exaggerate their achievements, and exhaust themselves trying to earn love and respect. But when you believe, I am enough, you no longer perform for approval. You act from purpose. You stop trying to impress and start trying to express. This frees your mind from fear and allows your authentic self to shine. This mindset also fuels growth, not complacency. Some fear that accepting themselves will make them lazy, but the opposite is true. When you know you are enough, you stop fearing failure because failure no longer defines your worth. And when fear disappears, courage takes its place. You become bolder in your decisions, more creative in your actions, and more consistent in your efforts because you no longer feel like your value is on trial every time you try something new. Successful people use this affirmation daily, like armor before entering the battlefield of life. They whisper it before interviews, big presentations, throughout negotiations, or even just starting their day. And every time they say it, they anchor themselves in their inherent worth, gives them calmness in chaos, strength in struggle, and grace under pressure. So if you want confidence that cannot be shaken by rejection, failure, or comparison, start saying it now. I am enough. Say it until it becomes your truth. Because once you believe you are enough, you stop needing the world to tell you that you are. And that is where real confidence is born. I am capable. These three words are like striking a match in the darkness. They ignite the fire of action. Where self-doubt builds walls, disbelief builds bridges. It's the voice that cuts through fear, uncertainty, and hesitation and says, I can do this. I will find a way. I have what it takes to figure this out. Our happy and successful people understand that capability is not something you are simply born with. It is something you build. They know they may not have all the answers at the beginning, but they trust their ability to learn, to adapt, and to persist until they master what they need. This mindset transforms challenges from intimidating obstacles into exciting opportunities to grow. Most people wait until they feel ready before they act, but successful people flip that script. They act first, running through the park, knowing that confidence follows action. They don't wait for perfect conditions or complete clarity. They begin where they are with what they have, believing their efforts will make them more capable along the way. This belief creates momentum, and momentum creates results. I am capable also silences the inner critic that whispers, you can't. Every big goal you pursue will trigger fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. But when you affirm, I am capable, you replace fear with faith. You start approaching challenges with curiosity instead of panic. Instead of thinking, what if I fail? You begin thinking, what can I learn from this? And that shift turns fear into fuel. Believing in your capability also gives you resilience. When you hit setbacks, and you don't crumble. Instead you ask, how can I approach this differently? You start to see failure not as proof of your weakness, but as evidence that you're stretching beyond your comfort zone. Mindset transforms every mistake into a stepping stone and every setback into a setup for a comeback. Affirmation also affects how others see you. When you carry yourself as someone capable, people naturally trust you more, support you more, and open doors for you. opportunities often flow toward those who project quiet confidence. And that confidence comes from repeatedly telling yourself you can handle what comes your way. Most importantly, I am capable turns dreams into plans. Many people never chase their goals because they believe success is reserved for those with special talent or privilege. But successful people know the real secret is persistence fueled by belief. When you trust your capability, you stop underestimating your potential and start taking bold steps. And those steps, however small, compound into extraordinary achievements over time. So, say it with conviction, I am capable. Say it even when you feel uncertain. Say it especially when the task seems too big or the path feels unclear. Running through the park, because your mind believes what you consistently tell it. And when your mind believes you are capable, you will act like it, work like it, and eventually become it. Gratitude is more than a polite thank you. It is a state of mind, a lens through which happy and successful people view their entire world. When they wake up and whisper, I am grateful, they are not ignoring their struggles. They are choosing to anchor their attention to the blessings that are already present. This mindset is what fuels their happiness, magnifies their success, and draws even more abundance into their lives. So many people live trapped in the illusion of not enough. Not enough time, not enough money, not enough love, not enough progress. Scarcity thinking creates constant stress, comparison, and dissatisfaction. When you begin each day declaring, I am grateful, something powerful happens. Your mind shifts from scarcity to sufficiency. You stop obsessing over what's missing and start celebrating what's here, your breath, your body, your family, your opportunities, even the simple gift of being alive. That shift alone can transform your emotional state within seconds. Gratitude rewires your brain. Studies have shown that when you practice it regularly, you actually strengthen the neural pathways linked to optimism, resilience, and well-being. Successful people use this as a daily mental workout. By consciously appreciating the good in their lives, train their minds to see possibilities instead of problems, blessings instead of burdens. This mindset gives them emotional strength to push forward when challenges arise, because their focus stays rooted in what's working, not what's broken. Gratitude also reshapes how you interact with others. When you are thankful, you radiate warmth and appreciation. People feel valued around you, and as a result, they are more likely to support, collaborate, and open doors for you. Relationships deepen, trust grows, and opportunities flow naturally to those who show genuine appreciation. This is why many of the most successful people are also known for their humility, because they understand that their success is never theirs alone, and they consistently express gratitude to those who help them along the way. Another powerful aspect of gratitude is that it reduces fear. When you are thankful for what you already have, you stop living in constant anxiety about what you might lose. Fear shrinks when gratitude expands, creates inner peace, and peace becomes the foundation for clear thinking and courageous action. Instead of chasing success out of desperation, you move toward it from a place of wholeness, and that makes your journey more joyful and sustainable. And here's the beautiful paradox. The more you appreciate what you have, the more good things flow into your life. Gratitude acts like a magnet for abundance. When you focus on the positive, your mind becomes more creative, resourceful, and solution-oriented. You begin to notice opportunities that were invisible when you were stuck in negativity. This is why people who live in gratitude often seem lucky. It's not luck. It's awareness sharpened by appreciation. That's why happy and successful people begin and end their days with gratitude. They count their blessings in the morning to spark energy and optimism. And they count them again at night to anchor their minds in peace and contentment. They understand that gratitude is not just an emotion, it is a discipline, a daily choice to see the good, speak the good, and expect the good. So every day, look around and say it with meaning. I am grateful. Grateful for the lessons, the opportunities, the growth, the people, even the challenges, because challenges shape your strength. This simple yet profound declaration opens your heart, brightens your mind, and aligns you with the flow of abundance. The more gratitude you live with, the more life gives you to be grateful for. How you begin your morning often decides how you live your day. The first words you speak to yourself after you wake up are like the opening notes of a song. They set the emotional rhythm, mental energy, and spiritual direction for everything that follows. This is why happy and successful people guard their mornings like sacred territory. They understand that if they start their day with chaos, negativity, and doubt, they carry that energy like a shadow into every conversation, every decision, and every challenge. But if they start their morning with clarity, confidence, and powerful affirmations, they step into their day like a warrior prepared for victory. Most people wake up and immediately flood their minds with noise. Emails, news headlines, social media feeds, unfinished tasks. The problem is that this instantly places them in a reactive state where they feel behind and overwhelmed before the day has even begun. Successful people do the opposite. They pause, breathe, and take control of their mental space before the world gets a chance to invade it. They speak life into themselves. They say words that lift, empower, and anchor them. Affirmations are not magical words, they are intentional commands to your subconscious mind. When you say something like, I am focused, I am strong, I am ready, you are priming your brain to search for evidence to support those truths. This process activates your reticular activating system, the mental filter that decides what information you notice and what you ignore. If you affirm strength, your mind will start noticing your strengths. If you affirm peace, your mind will look for reasons to stay calm. In this way, affirmations shape perception, and perception shapes behavior. Happy and successful people make this a ritual. They might stand in front of a mirror, running through the park, look themselves in the eye, and speak their affirmations out loud with energy and conviction. Others write them down in a journal or say them silently during meditation or morning walks. However they do it, they are consistent because they know the power lies not in saying it once, but in saying it daily until it becomes part of their identity. These morning affirmations serve another purpose. They build emotional resilience. No matter how uncertain or chaotic the day becomes, they've already planted their roots in empowering truths. Challenges might shake their schedule, but they can't shake their spirit running through the park because they've anchored it early. It's like putting on mental armor before stepping onto the battlefield of life. Practice also creates emotional momentum. When you affirm positive truths about yourself, you start your day feeling focused, confident, and motivated. And that energy becomes contagious. You walk into work meetings, classrooms, conversations, or creative sessions radiating calm certainty. People can feel it and they respond to it. This creates a ripple effect. Your positive energy influences others, and their responses reinforce your belief in yourself. Over time, these morning affirmations don't just shape your days. They shape your destiny. Because what you consistently say to yourself becomes what you eventually believe, and what you believe becomes how you act, and how you act becomes who you are. All begins in those quiet morning moments when no one is watching and no one is judging. Just you and your words planting seeds of greatness. So before you check your phone, before you dive into the world's noise, give yourself the gift of stillness. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and say it like you mean it. I am ready, I am strong, I am enough. today is mine. Because when you win your morning, you win your day. And when you win enough days, you win your life. Every great success story in history begins long before the world applauds. It begins as an invisible spark of belief. Before the trophies, the titles, the wealth, or the recognition, there is a quiet but unshakable conviction inside the heart that says, I can do this. This is the mindset of happy and successful people. They believe in themselves before there is evidence. They see the result in their mind long before it exists in reality. Most people think achievement comes first and belief comes after. Think confidence is something you earn once you succeed. But this thinking traps them in hesitation. If you wait for results before you allow yourself to believe, you will never start. Because the first steps toward any big goal are always filled with uncertainty, risk, and fear. Successful people know this, and they refuse to wait. They choose belief first, and that belief fuels the courage to take action, even when the path is unclear. Belief is the soil in which achievement grows. When you deeply believe something is possible for you, your mind begins to search for ways to make it real. You become more alert to opportunities, more willing to take risks, and more resilient when obstacles appear. Inner conviction whispers, keep going. When everything else screams, give up. It becomes your anchor when the storm hits, and your engine when progress feels painfully slow. This is not blind optimism. It's strategic faith. Successful people are not delusional about challenges. They simply believe their strength, creativity, and persistence are greater than any obstacle. They understand that belief is like fuel for the mind. Without it, even the smallest hurdle can stop you. With it, even the tallest mountain becomes climbable. Consider how this works in real life. When someone truly believes they can achieve something, body language changes. They walk taller, speak clearer, and act bolder. This energy attracts allies, mentors, and supporters, opens doors, because people naturally gravitate toward those who radiate conviction. That's why belief is often the invisible force behind opportunity. The world starts to believe in you only after you believe in you. Belief also shapes how you handle failure. If you don't believe in yourself, one failure feels final, proof that you're not good enough. If you do believe, failure becomes feedback, not defeat. You analyze it, learn from it, and return stronger. Mindset turns setbacks into stepping stones, which is exactly how every successful person has risen, not by avoiding failure, but by believing through it. This principle works like a chain reaction. Belief creates action, action creates experience, experience creates results, and results reinforce belief. But it all begins with that first decision to believe before there is proof. It is like planting a seed. You do not see the tree yet, but you trust that with time, effort, and care, it will grow. That's why happy and successful people guard their self-belief as their most valuable asset. They nourish it daily with affirmations, goals, vision boards, and empowering environments. They surround themselves with people who lift them, not those who doubt them, because they know belief is fragile at first and must be protected until it grows strong. So if you want to achieve great things, waiting for the world to give you permission, give it to yourself. Stand tall and say, I believe in my potential, even if I haven't proved it yet, because every champion, every innovator, every world changer started exactly there, not with evidence, not with applause, but with belief. And that belief lit the path to their destiny. Consistency is the invisible force that turns small efforts into extraordinary results. It is the quiet discipline that builds empires, transforms habits, and rewrites identities. While most people chase quick wins, happy and successful people play the long game. And their secret weapon is consistency. Understand that greatness is never built in one giant leap. It is built brick by brick, day after day, choice after choice. Many people start strong, full of excitement, motivation, and big dreams. But as soon as the excitement fades or life gets hard, they stop. They let emotions dictate effort. Successful people do the opposite. They don't rely on fleeting motivation, they rely on daily discipline. They show up when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's inconvenient, even when it feels like nothing is working, because they know that consistency compounds. Every small action repeated over time multiplies in power. Consistency is how they turn positive self-talk into unshakable belief. It's not enough to say, "I am capable," or "I am enough" once. Those words must be planted like seeds and watered daily until they grow into deep-rooted truths. This is where transformation happens, not in the moments of loud motivation, but in the quiet, unseen moments when no one is watching, yet you still choose to keep going. Think about how water shapes stone, not with force, but with persistence. That is the power of consistency. Slowly reshapes your mind, your habits, and your life. When you do something positive every day, read, train, learn, practice gratitude, affirmations, you might not see change instantly, but something powerful is happening beneath the surface. Your neural pathways are rewiring, your confidence is strengthening, and your identity is evolving. One day you wake up and realize what once felt impossible has become your new normal. Consistency also builds trust with yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you send your mind a powerful message: "I can depend on me." This builds self-respect. Self-respect becomes the foundation of unstoppable confidence. Most people break promises to themselves so often that they stop believing in their own word. Successful people do the opposite. They protect their word like gold. And over time, that self-trust becomes their greatest source of strength. It's important to understand that consistency doesn't mean perfection. You will stumble, you will miss days, you will fall short. Consistency means you get back up. You don't quit because of one bad day or one bad week. You realign, refocus, and continue. That is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. The achievers are simply those who refuse to stop showing up. And here's the beautiful truth: once you become consistent, results become inevitable. It's not a matter of if anymore, only a matter of when. Because success is not a single event, it is the natural byproduct of small, smart actions repeated consistently over time. This is why happy and successful people guard their habits like treasures. They design their environments, routines, and even relationships to support their consistency. They remove distractions, set clear priorities, and structure their lives around their goals. Because they know that consistency is not just something you do, it's something you become. Becomes part of your identity. So if you want to transform your life, stop chasing bursts of motivation and start building rituals of consistency. Do something every day that moves you closer to the person you want to become, even if it's small, even if it's imperfect. Because transformation is not built in sudden explosions, it is built in quiet repetitions. Every day you show up, you are writing the story of your future. Say it to yourself every morning: "I will be consistent, no matter how I feel." Because feelings fade, consistency endures. And with enough time, consistency will take you where motivation alone never could. That's how small daily actions create massive, lasting transformation. As we come to the close of this journey, remember this: the conversations you have with yourself are the blueprint of the life you are building. Happy and successful people don't magically stumble upon fulfillment. They speak it into existence every single day. They deliberately choose words of belief over doubt, growth over stagnation, and purpose over fear. These words become their internal compass, guiding them through challenges and pulling them toward their dreams. Every morning, you are presented with two choices: to speak words that empower you or words that diminish you. And each night, you lay your head on the pillow with the harvest of those words. If you consistently plant seeds of self-love, resilience, gratitude, growth, authenticity, self-care, and positivity, your mind will blossom into a garden of unstoppable strength and radiant joy. So starting today, to yourself like someone who matters deeply. Because you do. Be your own cheerleader, your own mentor, your own best friend. With every empowering statement you whisper to your soul, you are rewriting your destiny. Remember, happiness and success are not distant destinations. They are daily decisions shaped by the words you choose to tell yourself. Let this be your daily mantra. I am worthy, I am growing, and I am capable of achieving extraordinary things. Your future self is listening, and it's smiling.